Hi, in this video we are going to learn how to count in the Zazaki dialect of the Kurdish language. So in this video we will focus particularly on the Zazaki dialect of Kurdish. Each number will be shown in the Kurdish Latin alphabet. At the time of making this video in the year 2021, we see a limited number of resources to teach the Zazaki dialect of Kurdish. So we see that teaching numbers in Kurdish Zazaki is one of the many effective ways of increasing awareness of this dialect. Many of the numbers in this video may be pronounced differently by many people, depending on the regional accent that they speak. However, the true standardized version of each number will be shown. So let's start. 0. Chini, chini. 1. Yeo, yeo. 2. Di, di. 3. Hire, hire. 4. Char, char. 5. Panj, panj. 6. Shesh, shesh. 7. Helt, helt. 8. Hesht, hesht. 9. Neu, neu. 10. Des, des. So let's review the numbers that we've looked at. You may pause the video here and see how many you can remember. Welcome back. The numbers from 0 to 10 are chini, yeo, di, hire, char, panj, shesh, helt, hesht, neu, des. When looking at the numbers from 11 to 19, the number 11 follows a unique rule. The word starts with yeo, meaning the number 1. The word ends with des, meaning the number 10. Yeo and des are joined together with the sound n. Since the number 11 is formed by adding 1 and 10 together, it makes sense that the numbers 1 and 10 form parts of a word that represents the number 11. So, 11 would be yewendes, yewendes. The numbers from 12 to 19 are quite simple, as they all follow a particular rule. Each number has the suffix es, so that's the end of the word. Es represents des, the number 10. In this example, the sound du represents d, the number 2. This sound is followed by the suffix es. So, 12 would be dues, dues. 13. Hires, hires. 14. Chares, chares. 15. Panjes, panjes. 16. Shiyes, shiyes. 17. Eutes, eutes. 18. Heshtes, heshtes. 19. Noes, noes. 20. Vist, vist. So, let's review these numbers. You may pause the video here and see how many you can remember. Welcome back. The numbers from 11 to 20 are yewendes, dues, hires, chares, panjes, shiyes, eutes, heshtes, noes, vist. The number 21 in Kurdish can be translated to English exactly as 20 and 1. The letter U, on its own translates to and in English. Every number between 20 and 100, except for multiples of 10, follow this simple rule. This means that you would only need to memorize the numbers 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. So, 21 would be Vist u eu, Vist u eu, Vist u eu. 22, Vist u de, Vist u de. 23, Vist u hire, Vist u hire. 24, Vist u char, Vist u char. 25, Vist u panj, Vist u panj. 26, Vist u shesh, Vist u shesh. 27, Vist u helt, Vist u helt. 28, Vist u hesht, Vist u hesht. 29, Vist u neu, Vist u neu. 30, Hiris, Hiris. We now know that if we wanted to say 31, it would be Hiris u eu, and if we wanted to say 32, it would be Hiris u de, and so on. So from here we will count in tens. 40, Çevres, Çevres. 50, Panjas, Panjas. 60, Şeşti, Şeşti. 70, Heltai, Heltai. 80, Heştai, Heştai. 90, Nevai, Nevai. 100, Se, Se. We will now review the multiples of 10, starting with 10 and going up to 100. Before we check our answers, you may pause the video here. Welcome back. The multiples of 10, starting with 10 and going up to 100 are des, vist, hiris, çevres, panjas, şeşti, heltai, heştai, nevai, se. So, let's practice with some examples. What would the number 45 be in Kurdish? You may pause the video here. Great. So the number 45 would be çevresul panj. Çevres, 40, u, and panj, 5. Çevresul panj. So what would 71 be in Kurdish? You may pause and attempt the question. "71" would be heltai u yeu. Heltai, 70, u, and yeu, 1. Heltai u yeu. Here is our final example. What is 98 in Kurdish? You may pause here. "98" would be Nevai u hesht. Nevai, 90, u, and hesht, 8. Nevai u hesht. Now that we've practiced numbers until 100, and we know that 100 is se, let's look at multiples of 100. 200. So the number 200 would be dese, dese. We can see that dese in Kurdish has the same word order as 200 in English. De means 2 and say means 100. De say 200. When we have any multiple of 100, se becomes say. Se is the number 100 in the singular form, whereas say is the number 100 in the plural form. So 300 would be hire say, hire say. 400, char say, char say. 500. Panj say. 600. Shesh say. 700. Helt say. 800. Hesht say. 900. Nel say. 1000. Henzar. 10,000. Des Henzari. When we have any multiple of 1,000, Henzar becomes Henzari. Henzar is the number thousands in the singular form, whereas Henzari is the number thousand in the plural form. So, 100,000 would be Se Henzari. 200,000. Desey Henzari. As we have two lots of 100,000 making 200,000, we need to make Se plural, so Se becomes Say. Desey Henzari. 300,000. Hiresey Henzari. We will now review the multiples of 100, and then the multiples of 1,000. Before we check our answers, you may pause the video here. The multiples of 100, starting with 100 and ending with 1,000, are Se, Desey, Hiresey, Charsey, Panjsey, Sheshsey, Heltsey, Heshtsey, Nelsey, Henzar. As we know that 1,000 is Henzar, 2,000 would be De Henzari, and 3,000 would be Hire Henzari, and so on. So 10,000 would be Des Henzari, and 100,000 would be Se Henzari. To practice using the singular and plural forms of 100 and 1,000, we will now review the multiples of 100,000. Before we check our answers, you may pause the video here. Welcome back. The multiples of 100,000, starting from 100,000 and ending with 900,000, are Se Henzari, Desey Henzari, Hiresey Henzari, Charsey Henzari, Panjsey Henzari, Sheshsey Henzari, Heltsey Henzari, Heshtsey Henzari, Nelsey Henzari. We will end the lesson with 3 examples that are more tricky. Take some time to apply the rules that you have learnt when forming these numbers, and I am sure that these will soon become simple for you. Let's start with the number 985. Great! 985 would be Nelseyu Heshtayu Panj. Nelsey 900, U and Heshtai U Panj. 80 and 5. 85. Nelseyu Heshtayu Panj. Let's attempt this example now. 6,017. 6,017 would be Shesh Henzari U Heutes. Shesh Henzari 6,000, U and Heutes 17. Shesh Henzari U Heutes. Our final example will be a much larger number, 100,234. You may pause the video here. $100,234 would be Se Henzari U Disey U Hide Suchar. Se Henzari 100,000, U and Disey 200, U and Hide Suchar 34. Se Henzari U Disey U Hide Suchar. Thank you for watching this video on how to count in the Zazaki dialect of the Kurdish language. We will see you again soon.